everyone, welcome back. It's Angela. I am here today to do another little video for our fairy journal, so I hope you're excited about that. I also have something to give you as a little freebie, a digital freebie, so stay tuned for that. Right, I just want to talk you quickly through what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it together, which is always fun. So as I showed you last time, we made the cover, and I've got two slightly different ones because I've used different lace, but everything else is pretty much the same. And I also before put on the covers, so I made we haven't done this yet. It's what we're going to do today. We're going to make these covers for the signatures. All right, so we're going to make two of those, and then we're going to do a little project which is going to take you no time at all. So that's the plan. Yeah, so that's what it's looking like so far. At the end of this, I will have one of these to put into my shop for sale. So that's why I'm making two. One for me and one for you, whoever that might be. Right, so that's where we are. If you've missed this so far, I do have a Fanciful Fairies playlist. It has all the videos so far and all the ones to come will go in there. You can follow along if you've missed any parts of that so far. If you're wondering where I got the kit from, this is my own kit, Fanciful Fairies. You can find it only in one place, which is my website shop. It's called angelakerrdesigns.com, and the links are in the description box below. Okay, so now for the freebie. Right, you'll remember I shared with you these lovely notebooks that I created, and they are available in my Amazon store shop. All right, so they are beautiful fairy journals. I'm not going to go into it. It's got a line page, a page for collaging or drawing on, especially lovely for grandchildren or, well, anybody really 4 to 94. A little page to color in if you want, and it's a beautiful journal or notebook. All right, so I did those in various designs. You would have seen me show you these before. And then I also did a little boy elf. All right, so this is it here, and they've all got beautiful images on the back as well. All right, so they're all different. Okay, so that's in my Amazon shop. But somebody asked a couple of people asked me about the little boy elf and why I didn't include it in my journal, because it was an afterthought, as these things often are. So what I've done is I've created a freebie. All right, this is not going to be used in this journal kit. These are there's just one little section we're going to use in our journal, but these are just for your own use. They are my own designs, so you can't go and do anything else other than use them in whatever it is that you're making. All right, so just bear that in mind, of course, but you're welcome to use them. If you're making a journal and selling the journal, that's fine, but you can't use this digital design in your digital designs or any part of it, that usual stuff. All right, so please be respectful of that. Okay, so here I've just put a couple of pages together, and these are not in my journal kit. All right, so you've got the little boy here with the dark hair and the squirrel. This one's got the journal prompt, so if you wanted to make that a cover, you could. Okay, then I've done it without that, so if you're just wanting to add it into your journal itself, then you can do that. So there's that. I made this little one, which you haven't seen, just with the blonde hair and a frog, and with the greens and the yellows and some fireflies. And then this is an extra page. Now this is the only bit that I am going to be using in my journal, all right, because we've got plenty of everything else, but you're welcome to use it anywhere. And these are separate images that I don't have in my journal kit. They're my outtakes, you could say. Ones I'd made and then I thought no. So these over here are, I love some quotes, and I only have, I think, one in the kit. So I wanted more of these, so I made these this morning, and then I just added some of my other bits to make this a, 4-page little kit. All right, so that will be available in my website shop, or if you are in my Facebook group, I'll put it in there as well. So have a look for that. And yeah, I'll put the link for my Facebook group link is in the link tree. Now, link tree can be found in lots of places. Instagram, in my YouTube homepage, you'll see link tree in the corner. You can click on that. Everything to do with me is on there. If you're wanting to get a hold of me, if you're wanting to know where my website shop is, or where my Amazon storefront shops are, Facebook group, any of that, it's all in there. All right, so go and have a look for that. Okay, on to today's little project again. So what we had so far is we put our signatures together. All right, and I wanting to show you how to put the covers on these. All right, now I've done one because it's really the same and I don't want to be boring, but once you know how to do it, you're on your way. All right, so for the pinkier one, go and choose whichever cover you want. I've put 4 cover options in there, so you can choose whichever one you want. I've gone with the pinkier one, like that. All right, and then we're going to cut out a piece here. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'm just showing you what goes on here. On the inside of that, I've done a little bit differently. I've stuck this on there. I'll show you now, but it's got the pink and peach polka dot page as the lining. So I've taken 2 single sheets, I've put them together, which makes it a substantial cover, and that's what I've used there. How we do that, I will show you now. All right, and there's your signature. That's going to go in there. I'm not going to stitch these into these covers right yet, because I am at some point going to add some of our background pages. I'm just being mindful of how chunky it's going to be. I'm trying to keep it as flat as possible. That's why we don't have any ribbon or lace other than the ones in the kit. All right, I'm trying to keep it as flat as I can. So we will add a couple of pages into these. So we'll just see how we go so that it fits in there without a problem. Right, so what I want to do now is, this is our other signature. So this signature has got the peach page on the front. That's why I've put that one on there. Okay, and now we're going to take this one. So we don't need to use it at this point, but I'm just showing you there. And this is what you need for that one. So I've gone with this cover for that one. I think there's a purple cover as well, if you want that one, but I'm going to go with green. And then on the back of that, I'm going to put this green and purple polka dot sheet. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my glue stick. Now I'm using my glue stick because I'm going to stitch around the edges, but guys, you do not have to stitch. Just don't use your glue stick if you're not stitching. Okay, glue stick is more forgiving on my sewing machine needle, so that's why it's water-based and no problem. So it's no problem to do it with a glue stick, and really it just keeps it in place long enough for me to stitch around the edges. But as I say, it's not a must. There's no up or right or wrong side with dots, so you're good to go. Just match up your corners, and once I've done that, we can press it down. Nice and easy. Oh, guys, you can see I've got no sleeves on today. It has been blistering hot. I'm sure wherever you are in the world, you know, us here in England, we do not like the heat. We like the heat, but not this level, and we're definitely not geared for it. We're more like the fridge. If you want to think about England's usual temperatures, my mother always says to me, you live in a fridge. And she's right, and I'm quite happy in that fridge, because to my personal opinion, it's much easier to stay warm than it is to try and keep cool. And I'm in the middle of England, in the Midlands, in the middle where this was, and I'm far away from any sea breezes. So we had 40 degrees Celsius here. Now that is well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. You're looking at 102 to 103 Fahrenheit. And gosh, we insulate our houses and our windows with double and triple panes. You can imagine. Once that heat is in, to get it out is another matter. Anyway, I won't bore you with that. I survived. I'm here. My poor dogs. But I made sure they were well taken care of. Bless them. I promise you that before anything. Okay, so I've put on some ink there. This one's just got a little bit of an edge. I'm not going to get screwed up about it. It's so minuscule. But there we are. And you've got that on the back now. Okay. What I want to do is I want to fold it in half. All right. So let's just do that. And I want to make sure that I get... If you see a blue clip on my head, you know, it's because I'm trying to keep my fringe out of my face. Me looking over. Oh my gosh. Right, so you got that. Now I know exactly where the middle's going to be. And loving my grid board as always. It's such a handy tool. So then you want to just, once you've established the central bit here, you want to just go and trim it. Right, you cut it right through. There we go. All right, now while this is here, I mean, you can do it after, but I am loving this antique linen. It's perfect shade for this. I want to just go around. Oh gosh, now there's a, is that a fly or a bee? I say bee, the dogs will go mad. So let's keep that quiet. Oh, you see, they've seen it. They like catching them. Not that they do. I would never say catch a bee, but you know. Right, so we've got that distressed. Now you'll be doing this to both of your covers, right? So that's going to be the one side and that's going to be the other side. So just make sure you've got them like that when you're going to do the next step. Okay, I'm just going to put that up there for the minute. The next thing you need to grab is a piece of paper. Now I wanted the hearts this way as opposed to the other way so that I had the lines going across. Okay, but you can do whatever you prefer. This piece of paper is the length of my page. All right, so that's exactly the length and 3 inches across. We're going to cut it, but that's what I did. Right, so now I want to just get this in the middle. The easiest is probably just to fold it. All right, so let's do that. All right, open that up again. And we need to cut this. I thought the first one I stuck it together and then I just did it. But this one, I thought this was a better method, if I was honest. So we're just going to do it this way. It's neater, and that's what I like. Okay, so now we will just need to, I have distressed the other sides, but it's just the cut edge that I need to distress. Okay, and then this one. All right, so I hope you're enjoying some lovely weather wherever you are, and it's not too hot and it's not too cold, a bit like Goldilocks. Yeah. Now I just want to make sure these hearts are going the same direction, and they are, so that's good to note. Okay, now the first thing I wanted to do, which I found helpful, is, and I'm going to have to, sorry, this is a reprint piece of paper, so you've got all sorts going on the rear end here. I wanted to measure 1/4 of an inch in on each side. Okay, so let's just get that right. You want 1/4 of an inch is there, and there, and there. Right, now the reason I'm doing this is so that when you place the cover on the one side, you're not going to go skew because then it's not going to match up when you close it properly. Right, so hence my little measurements here. Oh, Teddy had his first birthday, bless him. I'll put the picture for his birthday picture with his little hat on and his good happy birthday bandana on. He looks so coy. Yeah, he's one now. Can you believe that? Full of mischief. Right, now what I want to do is, this is the front. We want to grab one of these, so let's grab this one. I'm going to take my glue here and I'm going to run it just up to that line. All right, got glue down there. Now this is why you want your line, so you don't have to stress that you're getting it skew. You're going to place the bottom corner. God, have I got it the right way? It's always I always panic. Right, and then you want to get it on that line. That way you know this is straight. Okay, and now you're going to make sure this is facing the right direction. You're going to place that on that line, and we're going to follow the line to the top there. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we've got this one. Just want to see. Those are going that way. Yeah, that one like that. And now we want to get glue all over the... Actually, I didn't need to put the lines on this one, did I? It's okay. Right, so we get our glue on there. Listen to Teddy, he's chewing the treat I gave them. Keeps him out of mischief here. Otherwise he'd be hanging around my legs like a little child. Right, so what I'm doing now is, sorry, that little edge there, I'm matching it up there, okay, and you want to do the same on that side. Turn it over here, look for the edge there, and just get that all matched up before you press it. All right, now I know they're on top of each other, and then just give that a nice burnish with your bone folder. All right, okay, now what I'm going to do now quickly is I am just going to go and stitch around the border here. All right, as I say, if you've used a good quality strength glue, not glue stick, that's what I mean. Even this is also great. Or whatever glue you use is fine, as long as it's not a glue stick. I'm going to go and stitch around there purely for my own style preference. That's the only reason. All right, let me do that and I will be right back here. Okay, so I've stitched around there, as you can see. I started there, went all the way around, over there, I started there, yeah, I went up like that. There we go. Now you'll get a lot of this sort of thing on the underside, but just take your bone folder and press really hard. Do it once or twice. Gone. Okay, so there you go. It's all stitched. All we need to do now is fold the points together like that, and then we're just going to go like that. Oh, it's a bit hard. Right. Okay, there we go. Well, right, and there's your cover. Simple as, yeah? And that would make a great little notebook if you to put anything in, really. Okay, so we've got that one now, and as you saw, we've got our little collection of pages. We'll add a couple more to that. That's going to go in there and it looks beautiful in there. That's perfect matching. And as I say, we'll add a bit to it. All right, so there's that one. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. And here's the other one. Now, I want to do just a little project in here. I'm trying to think now which page I actually did it on. Okay, so with this one, we've got a little lavender lace page over here. All right, so I just wanted to put on a little, a quick little project. Now, lots of the stuff in here is done for you already. So these are your little pockets, and I've decorated them and everything already. I did run my ink on there, and I just cut that out with the 5/8 of an inch little bit. It was a little bit bigger, but it was perfect. I'm not going to go and get something else. Right, so now I'm just going to take this, get some glue on the little flat bits. So about 3/4 of an inch in each direction. We're just going to get that on there. So 3/4 of an inch there and there. So you're looking like just over a centimetre and a bit. Okay, so there's that little pocket. And then we've got the little fairy. So this was from one of the pages. I think this was where the seal, the wax, faux wax seals were on that page, if I recall. They're both on the left side, if I remember. Gosh, that's unbelievable that I remember that. Am I right? Yes. Okay, so we are going to get her stuck down here. Like that. Oh, I just love the little fairies in here. Okay, and I'm not finished with it. I have cut out my little tags. So these are the two, and this is just perfect for getting rid of the little white bits if you want to. So these two are going to go in here. All right, we're going to just finish that off with something in a minute. So I just want to do the other one. All right, and then with the other one, where's the other signature? So we've got this one, and we've got a little page over here. I think that's right. And then you want to take this little one with the bees, also a little pocket, done the same thing. Get that stuck on. All right, and again, just about the same distance. Get it pressed nice and flat. And then with this one, we've got this little fairy. All right, with the butterfly and the flowers, or the petal dress. Just adorable. Now with this one, I did have, this is what prompted me to make more of these. I just had one of these, Choose Joy, in the kit. So that's why I've done a few more, because I know I want them. Always choose joy, guys, always. Yeah. Move that over a bit. Choose joy. All right, and then this one, I've got these two. Take time to do what makes your soul happy. Every day, put that by your bed. And this little notelet. Yeah, I've just backed them all onto my lace paper, which I always do. All right, so that's going to go there. All right, now just the little finishing touch. I took these, two of those, and a peach and a cream and a cream and a mauvey shade. Right, so I actually put a green one on the other one. So, right. And then using my Fabri-Tac, I've just taken, just at the bottom here, How cute is that? We want it to be magical and whimsical. So I told you there'll be lots of flower usage going on here. And I do have a couple of bundles left, not many, for the flowers. Right, and there we have it. How sweet is that? So you've got your little cards over there. Yeah. And your little cards over there. And we've made these little covers. Yeah. There we go. Go and grab your freebie if you'd like to have that. And let me know how you got on with your journal if you're following along with me. Very excited and so pleased to see how many of you are so excited. So that's wonderful. And stay tuned for Friday because we'll be doing some more exciting goodies in here. Take good care of yourselves and thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please leave a like, and I would really love it if you would hype this video. That would mean the world to me. And thank you so much for all your support. You're amazing. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.